I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, you can turn to Numbers 26. We're going to be reading from verses 42 to 51. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Numbers 26, beginning at verse 42. These are the sons of Dan, according to their families. Of Shuham, the family of the Shuhamites. These are the families of Dan, according to their families. All the families of the Shuhamites, according to those who were numbered of them, were 64,400. The sons of Asher, according to their families, were of Jimnah, the family of the Jimnites, of Jusui, the family of the Jusuites, of Beriah, the family of the Berites, of the sons of Beriah, of Heber, the family of the Heberites, of Malchiel, the family of the Malchielites. And the name of the daughter of Asher was Sirah. These are the families of the sons of Asher, according to those who are numbered of them, 53,400. The sons of Naphtali, according to their families, were Jaziel, the family of the Jazelites, Gunai, the family of the Gunites, of Jezer, the family of the Jezrites, of Shillem, the family of the Shillemites. These are the families of Naphtali, according to their families. And those who were numbered of them were 45,400. These are those who were numbered of the children of Israel, 601,730. This is the final lesson that will cover the second census of Israel. What we've been seeing so far is that the period of wilderness wandering really stunted the population growth of Israel as a nation. Today, worldwide population grows at a rate of about 1.2% per year. If that is the case, then Israel should have seen an overall increase of about 45.6% over this period of time. What we've seen, however, is the population growth not even reaching a quarter of these numbers for all except one camp, the camp of Ephraim, which saw an overall growth of 21%, just less than half of what an annual growth of 1.2% per year would be. The camp of Reuben even saw an overall population decrease, the only camp to do so, likely because the tribes of Reuben and Simeon were involved in leading some of the sinful events that happened during the period of wilderness wandering. Coming now to verse 42, we talk about the final camp, the camp of Dan, containing the tribes of Dan, Asher, and Naphtali. After the first census, this camp was the second largest in Israel, though still well behind the camp of Judah. Following the first census, the tribe of Dan had 62,700 men of war, while after the second census it had 64,400 men of war, an increase of 1,700 men, which represents a growth of 2.7%. This means that the tribe of Dan was growing at an annual rate of just 0.07% per year. Moving on to Asher, after the first census, it had 41,500 men of war, while after the second census, it had 53,400, an increase of 11,900 men, which represents an annual growth rate of 28.7%. That means that the annual population growth of the tribe of Asher was about 0.8% per year. And then finally, coming to the tribe of Naphtali. In the first census, the tribe of Naphtali had 53,400 men of war, while after the second census, the tribe only had 45,400 men, a loss of 8,000 men, which represents a decline of about 15%. That means that over the time period, the population of Naphtali was decreasing at a rate of 0.4% per year. Despite this rather major loss, the camp of Dan grew over this time period, though only slightly, as it now numbered 163,200, representing a 3.6% increase, or an annual growth rate of 0.09%. Taken as a whole, the population of Israel now numbered at 601,730 men of war, which compared with the first census of 603,550 meant that Israel's population declined by 1,820 men of war, representing 0.3% decline in population, or an annual decline of 0.008%. So basically, what we've seen here is that Israel's population has basically been stagnant, with 7 tribes gaining people, though many of them not by much per year, while 5 tribes losing people, with a few of these tribes sustaining significant losses. In terms of the order of population, after the first census, the order was Judah, Dan, Simeon, Zebulun, Issachar, Naphtali, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Ephraim, Benjamin, and Manasseh. However, look at the change following the second census. Judah and Dan remain the top two, though Dan barely only kept this spot. But following them, you have Issachar, Zebulun, Asher, Manasseh, Benjamin, Naphtali, Reuben, Gad, Ephraim, and Simeon. During the period of wilderness wandering then, Manasseh, Asher, and Benjamin saw their position in Israel greatly increase, while Simeon and Gad saw their position greatly decrease. As far as camps went, Judah was already way ahead of the second highest camp of Dan in terms of population, and that only increased over this time period. However, the camps of Reuben and Ephraim switched places, with the camp of Ephraim now becoming the third largest camp in Israel, while the camp of Reuben, containing Jacob's oldest son's descendants, becoming the smallest camp. Regardless of these changes, what today we might call political changes, the fact remains that the period of wilderness wandering saw the nation as a whole decline in overall population, though not by much. Had God continued to bless them, they would have grown even further and become an even more powerful nation before entering Canaan. But no, they chose to rebel by not entering Canaan in the first place, and then they chose to rebel numerous times during the years of wilderness wandering. God thus plagued them when they did so, and people died. It just goes to show us that sin does have its consequences, if not in this life, then in the life to come. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Numbers chapter 26, verses 52 to 65, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time.
I'm not ashamed.
Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.
Of his cross.